Welcome back, everyone. Hope y'all enjoyed this week. This is episode 8 of the No Nonsense Sports Podcast. I'm going to apologize here for it being late this week. My brother flew in from Minnesota, so I'm hanging out with the fam, and I won't get the edit done probably until Sunday night. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Kai. He's a good friend of mine who's here today to help us figure out the AFC East. He is a Patriots fan. Go ahead and say what's up, Kai.
What's up, everyone? Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on, boss.
We appreciate it, bro.
And as always, we have Trent and John on here as well. Want to say what up?
I do.
All right, Kai.
Up,
So
family.
we brought you on here today because you're a Patriots fan. So the AFC East is your division. Kind of want to see where your head's at on how you see the season playing out for you guys.
Yeah, for us, I don't really have high expectations, to be honest. Realistically, our cap can potentially be 10 wins, or I could see us going 7 wins, but I have us going 8 and 9 right now. So I have us third in the division. Unfortunately, I have the Bills first, of course, have them going 13 and 4. The Dolphins 9 and 8, so finishing second. Again, us being 8 and 9, and then the Jets I have at 5 and 12.
Damn. So hold on. The Patriots, you guys had cap 10 wins.
Yeah, that's a good season.
Like ceiling wise,
And minimum 7. So when I was going through your game by game, I had it a little different. Based off your roster and your strength of schedule, I had y'all winning 5 games.
Oh, wow.
But
yeah, you're tripping out.
But
5?
hold on. They got built, bro. Their roster is not good.
Yeah, I mean, N'Keal Harry's not there anymore either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for Belichick, I would have had them at 5 and 12. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't count them out.
right, but jumping them up to having a cap of 10, I gave them 7. I think 7 wins is the best you guys could do this season. I don't.
Yeah, we have a lot of
sitting at 9.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is division games. I think when I went through it, I had the Bills sweeping and I had the Dolphins sweeping. And obviously, you could take one from the Dolphins, right? So that's how that could go. But yeah, how'd you guys see the Patriots season going?
He was almost spot on with what I was thinking. I have the Bills at 12 and 5, the Dolphins 10 and 7. I'm back and forth with the Patriots. I got them at 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah.
And Jets at 5.
Jets at 5.
I mean, I do think they can steal one from the Patriots, maybe get them 6 wins, but that's why I'm back and forth with the Patriots at 7 or 8. I think they're either sweeping the Jets or the Jets are taking one from them.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Trent?
I think we're kind of like spot on a little bit. As far as like the Bills sweeping, I had them winning 12 games, going 12 and 5. The Dolphins, I had them at 9 and 8, and then the Patriots, I was flipping back and forth between. I have them at 9 and 8, but I was kind of swaying a little bit to 8 and 9, and then the Jets, I actually have them winning 6 games.
Yeah, so I'm higher on the Jets than you guys are. I got the Jets winning 7.
I had a feeling
They have the roster too. They really do.
Yeah,
They got the roster.
I'm anticipating Zach Wilson to take that next step. He showed it in the back half of last season, right? Beginning of the season, played Patriots. Bill Belichick tore him apart. I think he threw like 4 or 5 picks that game. He was absolutely ugly. But he stepped up in the second half, and I think he kind of takes that going into this season. I have him having a good year.
They definitely gave him the weapons too.
Yeah, that's what, and it's on him, right? 100%. It's got it. Yeah. He's either gonna be a good season because of him, or it's not be. And a good season for them isn't playoffs, right? Yeah. They got to take steps. If they win, even if they only win 6, yeah, you guys are putting. If they win 6, that's a good season for them compared to what they have been. They're still young. They're developing. It'll be all right. But then I have the Patriots above them, 7 or 8 wins. Like I said, roster wise, they're not there, but Belichick is still there, and he's proven he can do it with nobody. I think he beat Buffalo last year throwing 3 passes. Like he's just a hell of a coach. I have the Dolphins winning 11. I think Tua is that guy. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think he
11.
11. I am going 11 and 6. Tua reminds me of Jimmy. We'll get into that when we get into that next topic, but he reminds me of Jimmy G. It may not be pretty, but bro wins games. right? I mean, you can't knock that about him. And then I got the Bills going either 13-4 or 14-3. So we all have the same ranking for that, just a little different on the win losses. Since you're here, Kai, let's talk about the Patriots first. Is Mac Jones the answer at quarterback for you guys, or is he more of a bridge guy?
No, I think Mac is definitely a franchise quarterback, especially with our system that we have. We want a quarterback that's accurate, not going to make any mistakes, play action, and I just feel like that fits Mac perfectly. We're not asking him to play out shotgun, scramble, or anything like that. So for us, I think he's a franchise quarterback. Maybe on another team, you might say he could potentially be like a bridge. He doesn't have like a high ceiling like a Trey Lance might. But for the Patriots, he is a franchise quarterback, in my opinion.
I like that. Low ceiling, but a high floor, right? Like he's not going to come out here and throw games away for you.
Yeah, he just needs to play smart, and that's what we just need him to do. And we're built on defense, technically, even though our defense isn't as great as it has been in the past. But yeah, Mac, he fits our team perfectly and what we want.
I have to agree. If you look at that class, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields,
Trey Lance,
Mac Jones. You can't replace Tom Brady, obviously, but he is the best fit. Like as far as play style, none of those other guys would remind you more of Tom Brady than Mac Jones, and I think that's why the fit's just so perfect. You couldn't put Trey Lance or Justin Fields in there and then win 10 games or just look as good as they did last year whenever they weren't expected to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't got to say Trey Lance or Justin Fields. You couldn't even put Trevor Lawrence in there. I mean, they'd have been way too try to be too pass heavy. I think Mac fits in well because he doesn't have an ego. I think that's one of the biggest things about the Patriots is you kind of have to be team first mentality. And I feel like that's who he is.
He's probably the smartest of that.
He didn't have to change it. Like, he didn't have to hold on, I got to slow my roll. Like, this isn't about, that's just who he was in college. That's what he brought to the NFL. I will say he did get put in the best situation of everybody in that class, right? Like, he got to go into a nice system that was kind of ready for him. I mean, he has best head coach. So I kind of want to see what it's like when the games are on the line more so. I got to do more of watching him and not just watching red zone when you guys are about to score, when turnovers happen. Because I don't know how many times he came down and actually won you guys games. He didn't lose you very many games, but I don't know how many games he actually won for you guys. So it's a toss up for me between, do I look at him as a franchise guy or do I treat him like a Teddy Bridgewater? Like, Bridgewater can win you 9 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you have to consider that system. You take him off there, try to bring other guys in. I just don't see it working out the way it has for him. And you can say the same if he goes elsewhere. Like, he can't go to Baltimore and
no. But I don't think he can go anywhere. But I think when you're talking about bringing quarterbacks into New England, it's hard to gauge quarterbacks because you look at their past. I mean, they had Matt Castle. He won games in New England. Jimmy G looked like the next superstar quarterback in New England. Like, that system makes quarterbacks look great. So
Jimmy G doesn't look bad. He's still going to the playoffs every year.
He doesn't look like he did in New England. In New England, he looked like that guy. What do you think, Trent? You over there laughing. How do you feel about Mac? You over there laughing about it. How you feel?
Yeah. I wasn't sold on him coming out of college. So I was interested to see what he was going to do. And I think he had obviously the best rookie performance at QB. And if Jamar Chase wouldn't have balled out like he did, he would probably would have been rookie of the year. But just to touch on what you guys said, I think he just fits in that system perfectly. And I see them being a problem this year. Like I said, 9 wins. So that's where I'm at with it.
And I think him coming from Alabama helps too. It's like a seamless transition. Right. Alabama, Nick Saban, him and Bill have this very similar coaching.
The whole spotlight.
I mean, they're the goats. He's the
I was gonna say they're both a very defense oriented strong downhill running game. They don't want anything fancy. They're just gonna beat you up and take care of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's a perfect fit. Alabama's a pro style offense. You're playing for the best coach in college football. You're going obviously to the pros and playing for the best coach in the NFL.
The only difference between Alabama and New England, honestly, is that Alabama likes receivers, whereas New England does not seem to value them one bit. I swear, you guys haven't had an elite receiver since Randy Moss. Like, what is it about New England that just why don't
Yeah,
you
who
guys
is their
care?
number one receiver?
Right now, I guess I would have to say Devontae Parker. If not him, I guess
Parker,
Kendrick
if he's
Bourne.
healthy.
Yeah,
Kendrick
if he's
Bourne.
healthy.
Yeah, I'd say Kendrick Bourne because Devontae Parker hasn't played a full season in like 3 years.
I agree.
But Devontae, he does have the talent. He just can't stay on the field. And what's that saying? The best abilities, availability.
And I still draft him in fantasy.
Yeah, because you're that guy. But why don't you guys value
He's
receivers?
killed me every year.
Is it just a system thing, or do you just not want to pay them? Like, why do you guys not?
It's definitely a system thing. With us, it's more two tight ends. You go back in the day to Aaron Hernandez, Gronk, where play action and want to get the ball into our tight ends' hands. Same with this year, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, he was upsetting.
And then we're, like you said earlier too, we're more ground and pound now too. So we're gonna run the ball on first and second down and do play action on third down to like one of the tight ends. So we don't really need to have a top flight receiver. Obviously that helps, especially to get those other options open. But yeah, and Bill just can't really draft receivers either. I don't think the last good receiver we drafted was Julian Edelman. But yeah,
He played quarterback in college. So
Hey,
yeah.
let's just talk about this. Don't limit my man Bill. All right, it ain't that he can't draft receivers. This man can't draft. Period. Best head coach, but worst fucking guy, worst scout. Well, you guys might have had the worst draft this year out of everybody.
Arguably in NFL history. That shit was awful.
That was terrible, man.
Our first round pick was shocking to me. I was like, I didn't even know who Cole
I still don't know who it
was.
Yeah. You guys went for a small school line, and then you went and got 2 running backs and a quarterback.
Well, what I'll tell you though, they're saying his player comp is Logan Mankins. If he turns out anything, 75% of what Logan Mankins was, I will definitely be happy. He was an All-Pro for us for a long time. So we just gotta let it play out. But initially, the pick, I graded it as an F. I agree. I felt like we had the worst draft this season too, but you just never know how things can play out. 3-4 years from now, we could end up saying, oh wow,
What a steal.
Well, and they do a good job of developing players also. Like whoever would have thought Julian Edelman, a quarterback from Kent State, would lead the league in receptions ever.
Yeah, people are talking about maybe giving him a Hall of Fame nod. Like it's a quarterback from Kent State.
Wes Welker. Yeah, that system made him look. He's leading the league in fucking receptions, yards, and why I say they developed these guys well, or they make guys look good in that system. Welker left there, went and played with Tom Brady, or not Tom Brady, Peyton Manning in Denver, and gets waived.
Yeah. So he looked like a shadow of himself when he went to Denver too. And I thought it was gonna be the same thing, right? Like Tom Brady, Peyton, that we'd be able to get him the ball in those routes, but it didn't look like it. So just going up the totem pole here. So you guys think Mac or Zach? Which one are you taking?
As far as what? Like if you're starting a team, or who's gonna have the better year?
Not if you were on the Patriots and you had to pick, because obviously we said Mac fits that system. But
yeah,
if you were a GM, would you want Zach Wilson or Mac Jones?
I'm taking Mac Jones. I just know. I mean, the best thing a quarterback can do for you is just not turn the ball over. And Zach Wilson is going to do that. He's going to turn the fucking ball over. So
I would agree with that 100%. I'd take Mac as well, just because, like you
said, I agree. I'm with Mac too. He wins, so I'm taking him.
Kai, I'm gonna ask you how you feel about it, but I think I know the answer.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Mac over Zach too. Like Johnny mentioned, he has the gunslinger mentality, but that's gonna, turn into turnovers, and Mac is just, getting the ball out really accurate. So I'm taking Mac all day over Zach.
Okay, speaking of Zach, he's got no excuses this year, right? The Jets have had they had a hard schedule and a tough division. I don't have him winning a lot of games, but they built an offense around him. Is this, I know it's only his second year, sophomore year, but is this like a kind of prove it? Like, are you my guy? If not, maybe we trade up next year. Like, does Zach have more than this season to kind of show he's capable of being an NFL quarterback?
In my opinion, everyone rates that Baltimore had the best draft. I think it's the Jets, at least offensively. They got a running back who could have been a first-round draft pick last year. In my opinion, the best receiver in football. Another receiving threat at tight end. They got Elijah Moore back. They are fucking loaded offensively. In my opinion, there's no excuse for him or Tua to not put up good numbers this year. And if neither of them do, yes, I'm trading up, doing whatever I can to get these guys out of there.
Speaking on that,
Tua got to step up for me.
Does he have to have numbers, or what if they win games? That roster is very talented. They're young.
He has to put up numbers.
If they win games and he doesn't put up numbers, are you okay? Or with that offense, does he need to be?
They have some explosive offensive threats over there. There's no reason to put up big numbers.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he needs a statistical season. Garrett Wilson's great after the catch. Elijah Moore's great after the catch. Talked about the running back they drafted. They still have Michael Carter, great after the catch. Like, they've got everything around him to where all he's got to do is put it in the playmaker's hands and they'll make him look great. So I would agree with that. How do you feel about it, Trent?
I mean, you cut out there a little bit. What'd you say?
I said, how do you feel about it? Does Zach Wilson, does he get more than this season to kind of prove himself? Like, does he have any excuses this year? That's really
Well, just looking at the roster, like, it's improving. So with that being said, I think they're going to have to win more games. I think last year they won about 3. I had them winning 6 this year. Or did they win 3 or 4 last year? What was it?
I think they won 5.
Oh, 5? Okay. But just continue to make progress in the right direction. He doesn't necessarily have to have a crazy statistical season, but with that offense, I see him doing that with winning games. So
they went 4-13 last season.
What about you, Kai? 4-13?
Yeah, for me with Zach, I'm giving him at least 2-3 years. I'm not going to write him off, even if he has a bad year this year. Like you all have mentioned, he does have the playmakers where his numbers should be a lot better this year with Hall, Wilson, Elijah Moore. But their defense just isn't there yet, but they are improving on that side too. But if you're comparing the situation to Tua, I feel like if he has a down year, then the Dolphins should be looking at a different.
I agree with that 100%.
Because the Dolphins, they have a stacked team on defense, and he has the playmakers too now to where like he really doesn't have any excuses if they don't make playoffs or if he doesn't really make a big leap this year.
Yeah, this is going to be a make or break year for him.
I don't know how I feel about giving Zach. Obviously this year, it's only a sophomore year, so maybe a third year. I'm saying maybe, because when you look at what Sam Darnold did, you can't keep having the same problem, right? Sam Darnold was good for half of the year every season, and that's why the Jets kept trying to buy in. We saw Zach Wilson last year, back half, be good. So if he can't at least come in and be that and still get better,
here's one
he's
thing
going the wrong way.
We got them winning 5 and 6 games, right? You know what range that puts you in? Probably picks between 5 and 9. And you know who sits there? Bryce Young. So if he doesn't put up decent numbers, there's no way the Jets can pass on a Bryce Young.
You think Bryce Young falls that low?
Yes.
That's
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think Young and Stroud are gonna.
I mean,
Obviously,
No, I
depends
mean,
on
Will
draft
Anderson's going to be
order,
the
but I
first one.
think
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
going.
I think they're top. I think they're top five. I think fifth, maybe Bryce Young falls to fifth, but there's no way he's.
yeah, but you
down
gotta
there
look at team
nine.
needs. It depends.
Right.
Right, team needs. All right, here we go. Seahawks.
I mean, Will Anderson's going to be the first one taken.
Yeah, well, the
the
Falcons,
best player.
the Falcons are the worst record. They're going to take Will Anderson. They're going to trust Desmond Ridder, and then you got Seattle. They're taking
Why-
CJ Stroud off rip. And then when you look, I mean, the Bears are going to have a bottom record. Are they still going to ride with Justin Fields after failing twice?
The Lions too.
I think the Lions have a good year though. I think the Lions have they're building. And Jared Goff won
good
games
year?
in LA. I think not. Yeah, good year for the Lions. I'm not talking about 10 wins, but I think they're respectable. I think they're respectable.
But
I
do
think
they have a better
the
record?
Giants. You said a better record than the Jets. I think them and the
Not-
Jets are
not
both
too
around the same. I think the Giants have a worse record than all of them. I think the Giants will be bottom tier. So I think the Giants.
That answers your question right there. There's 3 teams that could potentially be drafting before the Jets that need.
That need
For sure.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. I'm not saying you're wrong, Johnny, because you're more into college football than I am. I just think from everything I'm hearing is that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are those guys that you go and you get top picks, right? You spend that on them for what you could get. Little bit off topic with that conversation, but bringing up young quarterbacks, you're saying this is Tua's last chance? This has got to be it.
I think so, for sure. Yeah. I mean, if he can't be productive with the offense that they built, like all the speed and talent they have, which I think is going to be fun to watch. And other than that, he just has to stay healthy, I think. Because if he goes down, I see him losing the starting spot. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater for a reason. So if he can't get the job done, I think Teddy could.
Teddy's proven he's a winner in the NFL. He's a great bridge quarterback.
Right.
I think that's
there's enough guys coming out next year to where Bryce Young could slip.
Like I said, I take your word for it. You're more into the college than I am. I just know quarterback is the most valuable position in sports
edge right now. These edge rushers they're taking over.
Yeah, we can put a future bet on this, Johnny. You seem awfully confident.
I mean, Will Anderson can sit out this whole year. He's going to be the number 1 pick next year.
We didn't say number 1. You said 5 to 9. I'm saying he's not making it to 9.
I'm not saying he's making it. He's going to be in that range. Well, what I was saying is, what team were we talking about? The Jets. They're going to be picking within that range. So yes, I could see him slipping to at least 6 or 7.
So do you think the Jets take another quarterback over like a lineman if that came down to their pick?
If they're picking,
let's give the Jets 6. Give the Jets 6 pick because that I think that's the farthest Bryce Young would fall. I don't think he goes to 7.
Because I think they need more lineman help if Wilson at least takes the next step, at least in my opinion.
All right. And in my opinion, if they have a top 3 pick, you're not passing on a quarterback. But if he's still there at 6, yeah, I mean, you obviously can't pass on him there. But if they're in that 8-9 range, Zach Wilson I get why they could think, yes, he's done enough to where we could get him some help on the offensive line.
I'd agree with that. If they're bad enough to be a top 3 pick, they get a quarterback. But if they're decent enough to kind of be in that 8 to 12, they're like, maybe he just needs a better offensive line. Zach Wilson made strides last year, so I don't want to sit here and dog him. He made strides last year, so and like I said, I'm high on him. I think they win games this year, and I think he proves a lot of people wrong. As far as Tua goes, I think he has a great year, but I don't think that's gonna be reflective of him. If that makes sense. I think
it does.
I think you could put anybody in that offense and they could do numbers with all the weapons he has. There is no excuses for them not to win more than 10 games, be in the playoffs, and have a top 5 offense in the NFL. You know their defense, their secondary is going to get turnovers. They're going to do that for you. They're going to have short fields. They need to be a top scoring offense next year. Or Tua didn't do his part. And then at that point, it's like, yeah, we won games, but is it in spite of Tua? Like, are we winning and he's just kind of that guy? That's my question. I don't know if Tua's a franchise guy. I think Tua has a good year, but I don't know if going forward, he's the forever guy in Miami, is what I'm saying. He might look like it because they're going to win games this year.
Yeah, I mean, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they win games, why change what we're doing?
Because I think regular season wins are one thing. Do you think Tua wins you playoff games?
Not this year. Not the AFC's fucking loaded. There's no shot.
And the AFC's not getting
Stacked.
worse. Mahomes just signed a big contract. Russell Wilson just got an extension. Justin Herbert is going to get an extension. Josh Allen just got an extension. Lamar is going to get an extension. Joe Burrow's. Those quarterbacks aren't going anywhere. So if you're in the AFC and you're Miami,
I mean,
are you
the
rocking with
names
Tua?
you just, in my opinion, the names you just named, he's not in the same category as them.
Right. So if you're Miami, is he your franchise guy,
Not
or
even
do you
close.
kind of?
I mean, what else? What other options do you have? Everyone else is signing extensions.
Use Tua as a trading piece, bringing it up? I'm asking you. You think Tua is Miami's franchise guy? Do you think they stick it out with him? They win regular season games, but you know when it comes to the playoffs, they're just going to kind of fall short because of mid-level quarterback play. And there might be a year where they do something like Jimmy G got all the way down there. You know what I mean? And he's a very average guy. He wins games. That's what Tua is to me. He'll win you games. But is he gonna make that step for them?
He has the roster too.
Do you
But
think so, Kai?
So do a lot of teams.
Do you think so?
I kind of think so, yeah.
Oh shit! Wasn't expecting that. You think Tua is that guy?
I mean, with the situation he's in, it's kind of hard to like not be that guy. I don't see them bringing in somebody else that would really put them over the top when you're comparing, like you said, the AFC is just loaded, which being a Patriots fan, it sucks for me because Mac is a good quarterback, but when you're comparing him to Lamar, Burrow, Herbert, you're like, damn, we really don't, it doesn't seem like we have a good quarterback situation, even though we do, but it's just the AFC stacked right now.
Yeah, you didn't even name the best quarterback in the AFC. That's crazy.
Yeah, Mahomes, Allen, yeah.
Oh, you said Mahomes, then Allen. So you think Mahomes is better than Allen?
I think we're gonna get into this question. I'll answer it then.
Fair enough. What do you think, Trent? Is Tua, he's your guy in Miami for the future? You're sticking with him?
I mean, I think so. I agree to that as well. It's like he's only been there. He's only played 23 games. I just feel like they're always too quick to like jump and be like, oh, the quarterback's the problem. Like we got to figure out plan B. Like similar to the Zach Wilson situation. It's just like give him like 3 or 4 years and then talk. But I don't agree with you saying like he's not capable of winning big games, because I could see him doing that. If they make not necessarily this year, but in the future, I think he's a winner. I like to.
What makes you think
why
that?
don't you think? Why? Yeah, I was gonna ask you, why don't you think he can win those games?
Yeah, he won big games at Bama. He already
Yeah, Alabama. That's what I'm
Everybody
saying.
wins big games in Bama. Stop it.
Okay,
Everybody wins in
but
Alabama.
you also
Like,
gotta
that doesn't
consider
mean anything to me.
he did take Jalen Hurts' spot at Bama.
And I think Tua is a
critiqued.
better. I think Tua is a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts.
Well, he was been critiqued for his inability to throw the deep ball, but that football is no bigger than it was at Alabama, and he's throwing bombs to Henry Ruggs, throwing bombs to Devontae Smith. Like he can throw the fucking ball downfield. It is weird to see that he's more conservative with it in the NFL.
Yeah, but that was before he destroyed his hip. You don't think that has anything to do with it? Maybe he's not.
I mean, it was his left hip. I mean, you're driving that ball with your opposite leg, so I don't see it making that big of a difference.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know, man. I don't think he competes.
You're just
in the
not
AFC.
sold?
I don't think he competes with those quarterbacks. I don't
I mean,
think
he's not on their level.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not that.
right. But do you think he can become that? If not, why wait? Why? My thing is if he's winning you games, he's gonna want money. So you're saying you're willing to pay him even though you know. Well, in your mind, you're thinking, not that you know, because we don't know anything. In your mind, you're thinking he's not gonna win me these games, but I'm gonna pay him this fat quarterback contract for what?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just like, what other options do you have? These other guys are signing extensions. He's not as good as them. So, like, what as a franchise, what can you do?
Figure it the fuck out. So you pay
Yeah.
the big bucks for it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that answer for you. I just know that if I'm the GM or if I'm the owner of the Dolphins and I see all this, unless Tua makes dumb strides this year, I'm looking at him like he's a great bridge guy. And I'm not saying they don't get playing, like Teddy Bridgewater started on a lot of teams. He's not that guy, right? You're going to take him over nobody. But if a big free agent quarterback comes up, are you not, or in the offseason, are you not trying to get trades to go through? Like, you know what I mean? Are you not looking for a free agent? And then you see what I'm, that's more.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I need like a name because everyone you
Because,
named
like you said,
earlier,
all the quarterbacks
they're
are
signing
re-signing.
extensions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't think any quarterbacks are even coming up on free agency soon.
This man Donovan is just trying to find a situation.
Nah, I'm
Find the quarterback.
I'm thinking hard about it, man. Cause I didn't expect all you guys to ride with Tua on this, to be honest with you. I didn't know I was gonna be the odd man out. So I should have thought about this more before. Like, I don't understand. I don't see like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't see him competing in the regular season. Sure, they'll beat up on bad teams. Like, their division's not the greatest. They got the Patriots who have a weak roster, but they're still the Patriots. They got the Jets who are young. And then they had the Bills who are real good. But other than that, I mean, they're going to beat up on bad teams this year. They're going to look good. But in the playoffs, when he's going against all these elite quarterbacks in the AFC, I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's elite. I don't think it's a terrible thing to say. I don't think
your franchise guy doesn't have to be elite. I mean,
right. I think you could still lead a team deep in the playoffs, not being elite.
Yeah.
And I think the Dolphins have the roster around him for him to not have to be elite to where they can make a run potentially in the playoffs.
it's a good point. I like that.
I mean, you got to think Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. He's not a elite quarterback.
Yeah. That team was elite. That
This
Philly
team could
was
possibly
dangerous.
be elite.
We didn't even see him in action. You know who is elite? It might be the best quarterback in the NFL, Josh Allen.
I'm not putting him over Mahomes.
He's not better than Mahomes.
He's easily top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily top 5.
He's top 5 and he ain't 5, motherfucker. Like what? No, he ain't 5th.
I mean,
he's not 1 either. He's not 2 either. He's 3 or 4.
He ain't 5. I'll tell you that.
Mahomes is the most talented football player on the planet, in my opinion.
He's the clear cut.
Yeah. So when you're looking at quarterbacks, you're looking at talent.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady was never the most talented quarterback, but he's the greatest greatest NFL player of all time. But he was never the most talented quarterback ever.
I'm not so sure you can say that. Before Aaron Rodgers, who was the most talented?
What? Peyton Manning's arm is better than Tom Brady's.
What? I don't see. I'm not going too far.
That could be a big debate over there.
And see, because I remember watching back the Pro Bowl long ball competition where I saw Peyton Manning throw the ball 58 yards. So yeah, go ahead and
being the most talented doesn't mean you have the strongest arm.
You just said he could throw the ball further than Tom Brady.
Were those the words I chose?
Basically, yes.
I might have screwed those words up.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was never the most talented quarterback. And I'd have to go back. I'd have to go back to when he first started playing in New England. But there's no way he was ever the most talented quarterback.
When you got guys like Tommy Maddox starting back in 2003, I don't think you can for sure say Tom Brady wasn't the most talented quarterback. Charlie Batch is starting games back then. The talent
Okay,
level.
so for most of Tom
Hey,
Brady's
don't talk
career-
about Charlie Batch like that.
for most of Tom Brady's career, he wasn't the most talented
My
quarterback in
guy.
the NFL. But he's always been regarded as the best quarterback.
I mean, a lot of people still discredit, Tom. A lot of people say early in his career, the reason why he was so successful was because of,
The system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it. People try to take them rings away. He's never won a ring without a top 10 defense. Wild. He's had more top 10 defenses in the Super Bowls than
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers had in his whole career.
So we also got to consider this. What did Aaron Rodgers just do this past year?
We know it. Tom Brady takes pay cuts, and that's why
Right,
that's why he's the most rings in the NFL. For some reason, quarterbacks look at Tom Brady saying, "Damn, he took a pay cut. I'm gonna get paid 50."
They give Tom Brady whatever he wants. No, Tom Brady gets what he wants because he decides. A lot of people don't know this. Before he went to Tampa Bay to get that bag, he was the lowest paid quarterback who wasn't on a rookie contract.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah. I know he's never been a top 5 paid quarterback in the NFL. I did know that. I didn't know he was a bottom paid quarterback.
Who wasn't on a rookie contract.
That's crazy. Is that what y'all trying to get Lamar to do?
No.
Is that why you ain't paid that motherfucker yet?
They don't need to.
Oh, crazy for not paying that man. Anyway, all you guys, hands down, Mahomes is number 1.
Yep.
Okay, so where does Josh Allen fit in the quarterback rankings?
You want me to give you my list?
3.
Yeah, give me where you got Josh Allen at. Let me hear that guy.
For me, this is my AFC quarterbacks. I have Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Herbert, Wilson, and then Carr. That's my AFC ranking right now.
You had Herbert 4th?
No, 5th. I have Burrow before.
You have Burrow over Herbert?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Johnny's going to disagree with that. I think Herbert.
I was tempted to put Lamar too, but I put Allen before Lamar, even though he's won the MVP and stuff. I give Allen the slight edge over Lamar though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to think about that. Putting Allen over Lamar. I'd do it. I think I'm with you on that.
That's the eye test for me.
But when
Lamar he's more exciting to watch, but who do you want under center for you? I'm a Baltimore fan.
If you had the choice between putting Josh Allen back there.
No, I'm still taking Lamar. I mean, he fits that system better than anybody in the NFL.
You built that system for him from scratch. That's why.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys went from Joe Flacco to Lamar.
If we're in Buffalo or anywhere else, I'd take Josh Allen. And I'd rank him as a better quarterback than Lamar. Lamar him and Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, they're the fucking most exciting players in football. But Lamar, he'd probably
different.
I'd probably put him like 6th
in the NFL.
In the AFC.
In the AFC, you put Lamar 6th.
Yeah.
So you're putting Herbert, Burrow.
Burrow, he's the best quarterback in that division. Yeah.
So who's over him? You got Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert. Who's the 5th quarterback over him in the AFC?
Russell Wilson.
You're putting Wilson over Lamar? I don't know. I got a bad taste in my mouth from Russell Wilson from last season. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. That's kind of disrespectful. How do you feel, Trent? Quiet over there.
I mean, realistically,
obviously Mahomes first. Who, Wilson?
No, Lamar.
Yeah,
he fits Baltimore's fucking system
Lamar
perfectly.
You got Mahomes first, and then what? Don't get disrespectful.
Josh Allen, but I was torn because I'm a big Justin Herbert fan. I think he's gonna have a huge year this year. Obviously, I told you guys they were my Super Bowl prediction.
That was your MVP pick.
Then I'm gonna go Wilson. I've always liked Wilson. I think him and Jerry Jeudy are gonna do some special things this year. And then it could be a coin flip for 5th with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. That's tough. I can't even pick that one. Either one. I'm cool with either one.
I can. Give me Lamar Jackson and put him on the Bengals. And like give him Jamar Chase.
I know
T. Higgins,
you're
Tyler
saying
Boyd,
he's gonna
Joe
have a big
Mixon.
year.
Like give him look what Lamar is doing with Hollywood Brown as his only receiving threat. And then it was who was it? Who was the number one receiver before that? Willie
and Andrews.
Snead. Like these are the guys he's throwing the ball to. Like, come on now. You give him Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, and I bet he throws numbers.
So do you think
Give him
Burrow's
a-
getting
give him a-
too much credit?
Give him a Stephon Diggs. Give him a Tyreek Hill. Like,
If you were saying Lamar doesn't have the weapons, Burrow also didn't have a good offensive line, and he was
Doesn't
still
have the-
doing his.
That's facts.
Yeah, that is a fact.
yeah, and guess what? Guess
Well,
guess
he
what?
was the most sacked quarterback
And
last year, right?
if you put Lamar Jackson behind that bad offensive line, it's okay. Because that motherfucker ain't getting sacked. You see what I'm saying?
No,
You
well,
can-
we
you
don't
can-
know that because Baltimore always has a good offensive line.
Right, but if you put somebody with Lamar's speed back there, he's gonna get sacked less than Burrow. He might be bailing out of the
Yeah,
pocket
yeah.
more, but you put Lamar on any team, and
He's gonna get sacked, yeah.
he's still the same guy. Like you know what you're gonna get. If you were to put throw Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL, you put him on the Ravens with the talent he has around him instead of with Travis Kelce and
Right.
Tyreek Hill and all these guys around him when he first comes in. Is Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowls and going to 4 straight AFC championships without the pieces around him?
Probably
You see,
not.
you see what I'm saying? Like circumstances and situations matter. So when you're looking at that, and that's why it's hard for me to put
Yeah.
Josh Allen over Lamar because Josh Allen wasn't great. And then he got the number one receiver in Stephon Diggs and he skyrocketed. You know what I mean? Imagine if you gave Lamar a guy like that. I was supposed to be over here defending Josh Allen as the best quarterback, and you got me over here fucking going for Lamar because you're being disrespectful, putting him sixth.
Well, that's because you picked him to win MVP, right?
Yeah. Lamar. I think Lamar's gonna win MVP. And I think the Ravens make that playoff push. That's the only thing people hang on Lamar is that in the playoffs he doesn't do. They don't win in the playoffs. I think his record in the regular season is crazy, but then he's 1-3 in the playoffs. So he's got to win those big games. But yeah, I'm mad too because I was ready to ride for Josh Allen, and you said Lamar is sixth in the AFC. Lamar might be sixth in the NFL, and you talking about sixth in the AFC. You crazy as hell. Oh, that was disrespectful. Speaking of weapons, though, go ahead and give me your guys' let's do top 5 receivers in the AFC East. Start
Hang
with
on.
you.
Before we hop into that, you said he might be sixth in the NFL, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
argue that.
because I'm putting
There's-
Mahomes, Brady,
Just
Rodgers,
listen,
Allen.
he can probably sit in that range
Yeah,
still.
he
You're
sits
only
in that-
you're
he
only
sits in
putting
that 5
two
to 8.
NFC guys in that top fucking 6. So I'm not completely wrong with what I'm saying. He might still be in the 6th range, but it's
Yeah,
only Brady and Rodgers
you're-
coming
but
from the
you're-
NFC.
Yeah, I overshot it. You're right. I'm glad you caught that because you put Russell Wilson above him, and I don't think Russell Wilson is a bridge top 10 quarterback. Like, I think he's barely floating in that top 10 range. I think that's what threw me off was that you were willing to put Russell Wilson so high.
He's always in the MVP conversation, so it's hard
Stop
to say.
it.
Yeah, I mean, every year he's
So is Lamar. And it's crazy. Johnny, look what he did last year. And you were the most injured team until he went down. You guys were 7-1, and you had no running back. You were running with Foot Locker corners, and you guys were still winning games. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I can argue with you about Lamar. It's crazy. I have to argue with a Ravens fan about Lamar being good. That's fucking ridiculous.
he's
Anyway,
really good.
Give me,
I mean, these other guys are really fucking good too.
yeah, that's right. And I'm saying that to say Justin Herbert has all the arm talent in the world to be a top 3, top 5
He's
quarterback.
got the fucking frame. He's 6'6".
That's what I'm saying.
like
He's
a
got
fucking
all
truck.
he's got everything you can't teach. So once he figures it the fuck out, they're gonna be dominant. But we were talking about weapons before you went back on Lamar again. And Kai, rank the top 5 receivers in your division. And I better not hear a single Patriot.
Facts.
I don't think he even wants to name one.
Nah, you don't gotta worry about that. I'm not anything like that. But for me, I have Diggs at 1, Hill at 2. Those can be interchangeable. I feel like with Tua at quarterback, Hill kind of takes 2 and Diggs 1.
That's a good. I'm glad you brought that up. So, are you basing this off of like talent, or are
I
you
agree.
basing off production?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is more talented. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I think Hill's more talented, but with the quarterback situation, I have to put Diggs ahead of Hill, in my opinion. And then 3, I have Waddle. 4, I have Elijah Moore, and then 5, I have Garrett Wilson.
Okay. I actually don't hate that.
So no Patriots, but if I have an honorable, mention, I guess Devontae
Yeah.
is healthy.
Okay.
We ain't doing no honorable mentions around here, buddy. But
You ain't
yeah,
doing
no,
no honor.
that's
None of that shit.
spot on. That's spot on
None of that
with what I think, honestly.
That's what you think too. You got
Uh,
Diggs 1, Hill 2,
Well,
Waddle 3.
I mean, see, that's my interchangeable one would be Waddle and Elijah Moore.
You think Elijah Moore's
Yeah,
edging that out?
I'm not saying he's edging it out. I wouldn't be mad either way.
Okay. Trent.
Man, mine's the exact same.
Well, no. It
But for
can't
the
be.
5th spot,
Okay.
yeah, hold on. Can I get to it, man? Hold on. But for the 5th spot, you guys all said Garrett Wilson, but obviously we haven't seen him play yet. So I just went in a different route. Not sure it was Cedric Wilson. I think he's gonna have a big year. He's gonna surprise some people. So he made my 5th spot.
And
But
that
we
right
know
there is
Garrett
how we
Wilson.
know the AFC East receivers are dog. You just named the 4th receiver on the Dallas Cowboys last year. Not like the 4th receiver on that
Like
team.
I said,
and he's gonna be a top
he
5 that
is
division
going to
bad.
turn some heads this year.
How, Trent? Wow, with what volume? He's got
How,
Jalen.
Trent?
He's got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Gesicki catching balls over him. Cedric Wilson's not
He's
gonna
gonna-
put up. No, he's not. Not with everyone else on that
Alright,
team
he'll
is
put up some
catching all the
numbers.
volume. If you were gonna go with the volume guy, like so my 5 is based more so on who I think is gonna produce and less talent. But the people are still the same, right? So I got Hill 1 because I think him and Tua in the RPO is gonna be. I think Tua's gonna throw a 5-yard slant, and we've seen Tyreek just go crazy with it. And then I got Diggs too, because he's the most talented receiver in that division. He's got the best route running in that division. He's got the best hands in that division. I mean, Stephon Diggs is, if we're going talent, Stephon Diggs is the best receiver in that division. And then Jalen Waddle, because I mean, there's not really anybody else. I mean, period. Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson at 5, and then my honorable mention who didn't make it. And the only reason he didn't make it is because I think Garrett Wilson's gonna have a big year with Zach Wilson. I'm not putting a rookie in the top 5 in that division. We saw Justin Jefferson come in year 1 and dominate the NFL. You saw Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. These receivers are coming in, and they might be the most NFL ready position we've seen since running backs from Alabama. Like, these guys come in and they can turn a team like that and become that guy. So for me, putting Garrett Wilson up there isn't a big deal. But my 5th guy, and the guy to watch out for this year, you guys play fantasy, is you guys saw him in the playoffs and you saw him go crazy. Gabriel Davis is going to have a good year this year. Period. He's going to have better.
Why I like playing fantasy with you.
He's going to have better. Yeah, Trent, you take Cedric Wilson. I'll take Gabe Davis. We'll see which guy.
As far as you said, like with the workload, you act like there can't be multiple options on offense. Like, look at the Bengals. Look at their offense. They feed the rock around.
So, and I would agree with that 100%. Right. And
but
the
he's
Bengals,
going to be he was a 4th option in Dallas. He's going to be a 4th option again.
Yes, he's going to be a 4th option again in Miami. But Miami is not the same team as
it's not
the Bengals. Yeah, it's not Joe Burrow throwing the ball. It's Tua throwing the ball. Like, he doesn't have the arm talent of either one of those guys. So I think volume has, and don't get it twisted. Last year, Cedric Wilson had a big year, but guess what happened? Amari Cooper was out 4 weeks. CeeDee Lamb was out 5 weeks. Gallup was out 8 weeks. He was a 2 to 3 option last year, and I still don't think he had over 800 yards. And he was on the field a lot with all those injuries. You come in with a healthy Tyreek
sure.
Hill, a healthy Waddle, a healthy Gesicki. I don't think he's a bad receiver. I just think if you're doing it off of
Mhm.
volume, that's where it was. I don't think he's going to get the workload. He could
And-
surprise me. Him and Tua could connect crazy. I mean, I could be wrong. We haven't seen it happen. So
They've got a couple receiving backs also, like Chase Edmonds. He can catch the ball out of the
that was a
backfield.
big signing for
Mostert.
them because they need to get they needed to get Gaskin the hell out of there. He might have been the worst running back in the NFL last year. That man, I'm trying to tell you, I was never more disappointed in a fantasy back of mine. That man was just absolutely terrible. All right. Well, while we're talking this division and we got a Patriots fan on here, the best part of their team is their head coach in Bill Belichick. So I thought we'd do a nice little segment. Actually, it wasn't even my idea. Here I'm trying to take credit for it. We had a fan question last week when we brought up that we were going to do this division. So shout out Kyle Burns on YouTube. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments
Big
as we upload
Burns.
the video. It's No Nonsense Sports Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. You know what I mean? We got a fan question from Kyle Burns. He wanted to know who the best head coach in the NFL was. I thought it was pretty cut and dry, but it made me think. We're talking this division, so we might as well list our top 5 head coaches for him, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off from the top. Bill Belichick's 1. Mikey T is 2. Andy Reid is 3.
You did this in order or just
Yeah.
top
Bill
5,
Belichick's
right?
the best head coach. Mike Tomlin, 2nd. Andy Reid is 3rd. Sean McVay is 4th. 5th is John Harbaugh. And then my honorable mention is Kyle Shanahan.
Wow.
You left one off there for me.
Yeah, me too. This guy can coach his
Mike
ass
Vrabel?
off. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. He's going to be.
You forget about him or something, Donovan?
No, I didn't forget about him at all. I think he's a great head coach, and I think he's great in the regular
Didn't he
season.
just win?
Yeah, he
Coach
did.
Of the Year?
He just
Or am I
won it and
tripping?
is the
Yeah.
number 1 seed in the AFC. He got fucking smacked. So guess what? No, not doing it. I can't do it. I
And
think
his players love him too.
no. I think he's a great. I think he's a
He
great.
turned
coach, but-
things around there though.
I mean, I don't see him top 5. I'm not. We're not doing that. But
Yeah, Mike Vrabel, and I'm
he
not.
can coach
Don't
his
get
ass
don't get it
off.
twisted because Mike Vrabel's not in my top my top 6. I have Kyle Shanahan. Mike Vrabel is probably the next coach on that list. I'd have to actually look at it, but he's definitely a top 10 head coach. But you were talking about Mike Vrabel, Trent. So let me hear yours because he's obviously in your top 5. So who wasn't on your list?
Well, I had Big
Yana.
Bill, obviously.
Yeah.
I
Let's
had,
wait. Let's go.
Coach-
Let's go.
and I'm
let's go
not
to your
being
top 5.
not being biased. I have
So,
Coach Tomlin.
We got Bill 1 Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin 2. He's won a Super Bowl. Who's 3?
Sean McVay.
Won a Super Bowl. Who's 4?
Then I have John Harbaugh.
Won a Super Bowl. Who's 5?
And then Vrabel.
So Andy Reid
Vrabel.
didn't make your top 5 head coaches.
He was
disrespectful.
Yeah, that's
He was
just,
honorable
no.
mention.
Nope,
That's just
that is
rude.
disrespectful.
That's flat out blasphemy.
And he's going to be.
Well, it's
2
like
for
I just
me.
don't like the guy.
You're putting him over. You're putting him over Mike.
Absolutely, because he calls his own plays. The guy, he's a fucking mastermind. So obviously Belichick's 1st.
Yeah.
I like Andy Reid 2nd, Tomlin 3rd, Harbaugh 4th, and Sean McVay. Sean McVay, he's probably going to move up very soon. But the only reason I have him there is which one of these other 4 coaches wouldn't win with that roster?
Okay, but which one of these other 4 coaches could make Jared
You could
Goff
say that
look
about
like
Andy
a
Reid.
elite quarterback?
Joe Flacco. You know what I mean? He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know, throughout their first 7 years, they're up there with Belichick for most wins as a quarterback and coach.
Trent,
duo.
what the hell did you just say about Andy Reid?
What'd you say?
What did you say about Andy Reid? He asked a question. You threw Andy Reid's name in there. You ain't gonna talk about the man. You ain't gonna do it.
I was just saying about the system, what he's in right now with Mahomes. I mean, I feel like any coach could win with the team that they've
You're just
had
forgetting his great tenure in
offensively, at
Philly.
least.
He literally has an offensive coordinator who does nothing. He calls the plays there. He called the plays in Philly. You know how hard of a job that is to do.
I'm not taking anything away from him from that aspect.
mastermind.
You are, because you put Vrabel above him. Every coach in your top 5 had won a Super Bowl except for Vrabel.
Yeah, to me, it's just disrespectful.
But I'm looking at
Andy Reid
potential in the future too.
Yeah, I potentially thought Vrabel was that guy until I watched him in the playoffs these last 2 years.
Same with McVay. Like I think he's turning to be one of the best too.
Yeah,
That's facts.
but neither
What-
one of those guys are better than Andy Reid.
No, it's not even close. All right, Kyle, what do you think? And I swear, if Andy Reid's not on your list, I'm gonna be upset.
So my 5, I'm gonna start with Bill. He's the GOAT in my opinion. I'm actually big on Andy Reid, so he's 2 on my list.
Okay, at least he made the top 5.
3, I have McVay. He's so young. I honestly feel like he has few more championships in his future. 4, I have Tomlin. Just consistently having the Steelers over 500 year after year. That's big to me. And then 5, I'm going to say Harbaugh. And then I guess my honorable mention is Kyle Shanahan. So that's my 5. Right
So we had the same 5. You just had yours ordered different. Okay. So everybody had the same names, except for Mr. Mike Vrabel down here. I ain't mad at you for it.
Some
Mike
respect on the job.
Mike Vrabel was a good coach. I do think that if he would have had a Stafford instead of a Ryan Tannehill last year, they go deeper in the playoffs. So
I'm big on guys who call their own plays too. So I wouldn't even think about Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, he needs
bro.
to be
I was gonna say what?
Yeah, like to do your job and then another guy's job too. And be successful at it.
Yeah, it's facts. And be successful at it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the next topic, and it is the Would You Rather Mac Jones edition. I got some names for y'all. We're gonna kind of speed through these, so just give me your name. Give me yours, and if I hate it, I'll yell at you. Mac Jones or Tua?
Mac Jones.
I'm taking Mac.
I'm taking Mac over
Big
Tua.
Mac.
Okay, so you're taking Mac over Tua, but Tua's the franchise guy, man. Y'all just don't make no damn sense. Mac or Zach, we did that. Mac or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor.
Off the upside from the potential? The potential of Trevor. You ain't seen Trevor do nothing in the NFL. But the potential of him is enough for you to kind of lean that way?
Like I said, don't be too quick to kick him off the ship, dog.
Yeah, no. I saw enough from him in college. That frame is something you just can't pass on.
Yeah, he had a tough rookie season, but that upside is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Mac Jones or Jimmy G?
I mean, I would love, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'd love to have Jimmy G have never left. If he would have never left. So,
yeah, that's a tough one for me. I feel like they're literally right there. But if I had to go, just I guess based off because his age, I'm taking Mac. But that's a toss up.
Trent?
Yeah, that's a coin flip for me too.
Well,
But
pick one and then
I'll
give me
take
your coin
Mac.
flip answer.
I'll give
Mac.
the edge. I'll give the edge to Mac. Yeah. Just like he said, for being young as he is.
Johnny, you rocking with Jimmy? You said if you were on the, are you in the same tier?
No, I mean, I'd take the experience.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. We've been all on the same boat until that one. I'm taking Jimmy as well. I think you guys are leaning towards Mac because of age. I don't think Jimmy's old. I mean, he's not as young as Mac, but Jimmy's proven that he can do it, and not just New England scheme, but he brought the 49ers all the way to an NFC championship this year. So that counts for something. Mac Jones or Kirk Cousins?
I mean, you put some time into this dumb shit right here, boy. Oh man.
Because like you said, franchise quarterbacks don't gotta be elite. Kirk's a franchise guy. He ain't elite, but he's a franchise guy.
I like Mac Jones.
Okay.
In my opinion, Kirk Cousins is very overrated. Very
50-50 for me again, but I'm gonna lean Mac too.
Mac, okay. Let me hear.
Hopping on the train. I'm riding with Mac as well.
A coin flip.
Nah. Riding the train. It was with Mac.
Mac or
what do you have to say? Do you miss Kirk Cousins over there?
I don't miss.
Now
Kirk
you guys
Cousins
got
in
Carson
Washington.
Wentz.
I don't miss Kirk Cousins in Washington, but again, I don't miss that motherfucker in Washington, but experience means a lot, man. And I think, and I said it when we talked about Mac, I think Mac's getting a lot of credit with the Patriots have a good system. They're a good team. They're not going to lose a lot of games. If you put Mac Jones in Minnesota, is he, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
want to
but
see him.
what could
He'd have
Mac
more-
Jones
he'd
be
have-
there in 5 years?
He'd have more weapons
in
in
Minnesota.
Minnesota. So I don't know. I kind of want to see. I want to see Mac Jones take that next step. Right now, I would take Kirk Cousins. That's not saying at the end of the season I'm still taking Kirk Cousins, but right this second I'm taking Kirk because I know
Yeah, but
exactly what I'm
also,
getting in Kirk.
like you said earlier about Lamar not having the weapons. What if we give fucking Mac Jones?
That's what I just
Adam
said.
Thielen
If you put Mac Jones on Minnesota,
right.
he'd have the
Justin
weapons.
Jefferson.
So maybe we get to see him actually be more throw heavy, like be able to make those throws, right? He doesn't have a go get it guy. He made Kendrick Bourne look good last year. I'll give him that. Kendrick Bourne looked all right. Derek Carr.
I'm taking Derek Carr. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I'm taking Derek Carr too.
Derek Carr. That one was easy.
That one was easy. It's crazy. People have Kirk Cousins ranked higher than Derek Carr.
No way.
That's why I put Derek Carr on that list. Yeah.
No, I've seen that too.
It's absolutely ridiculous, right? They have, yeah. That's why I was like, wait, hold on. The next Carson Wentz.
Mac Jones.
Mac
Take it,
Jones.
Mac. Okay. Jalen Hurts.
I like Mac Jones.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts. I like Hurts.
You taking Hurts? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. See, in my opinion, if we're in New England, you'd see a similar situation that you just saw with Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts, it just wouldn't
Well,
work.
we didn't specify where we at. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
You said,
well,
would you
that's-
rather?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
that's
taking
why-
Jalen Hurts.
Baker Mayfield.
Back.
Hold on, Donna. Who you taking? Hold up. Go back.
Who am I taking? Jalen Hurts?
Mac Jones,
Mac?
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
To me, that's, I mean, you guys freaked out over the Jimmy G or the Cousins one. I think the Jalen Hurts one is the biggest toss up because they're both so young and they bring different things to the game, right? I think,
Mhm.
I don't know. I was actually at a friend of mine's house and he's kind of pushed me on this Jalen Hurts bandwagon, right? Because he told me something that I didn't believe until I looked it up. Jalen Hurts improved in every statistical category last season. Every single one he improved in. In every single category, he got better. So if we see that again,
You're going to.
so if he's improving every year, how do I not take that? Jalen Hurts is a born leader, right? He already has the guys following him in the locker room. He's that guy. Like people flocked him. I'm probably taking Jalen Hurts, honestly.
I mean, but with that roster, it'd be hard to not get. I mean, the roster's only getting better. He has to improve.
Yeah, but I'm not just saying like look better eye test was. I mean, his completion percentage went from 55 to 60, like 64 or some crazy shit. Like his touchdown interception ratio went through the roof. He fumbled less. He had more yards. Like he just did better in every single major category he improved in. So if I see that again, and I mean, it's just a trend at that point, he just gets better and better every year. I mean, it's hard not to go with that. Again, and it's right now. I'm not saying Mac doesn't take those strides. Then at the end of the season, I'm not looking at it completely different. But right this second, I'm probably taking Jalen Hurts. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Mac Jones for me.
I put this one in for Trent.
Yeah, I mean, I need someone who's not going to turn the ball over.
You said you're taking Matt, Kai?
Yeah, for sure.
I put this one in for Trent specifically.
I like Baker. I'm going Baker.
Yeah, I'm taking
You know
Mac.
what I mean?
I'm taking Mac 10
I'm
times.
taking Baker Mayfield.
I almost didn't put him in here, but then I was like, Trent would say Baker.
It's my guy.
Jared Goff.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take Mac.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mac. Thought about it, but I can't say it.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
taking
say
Mac.
I want to lean Jared here because we saw him he looked elite for one season.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
he was a
after
dog
that.
for that season.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after that. I'm gonna go with Max. I think we see what Jared Goff is. I think Jared Goff is gonna be a bridge quarterback for the rest of his NFL career, and Mac Jones still has the potential to be a franchise guy. Mitch Trubisky.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
Yeah, I'm taking Mac. That was an easy one.
You're taking Mac. Y'all be forgetting Mitch is a winner too.
I don't give a fuck.
Might not look good doing it, but that man wins games.
Like I said, I need someone who's not turning the ball over. Mac Jones does not do that.
Justin Fields.
Mac Jones.
I'm gonna take
I like
Mac,
Justin Fields.
but I think Fields has the higher
Ceiling.
ceiling upside.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take Mac though.
Okay. Ryan Tannehill.
Mac Jones.
They're similar, but
Mac
I'm
Jones.
gonna take Mac.
All right. And
Who?
then he said he's taking Mac. All right. And then I am going to end it with this name, Dak Prescott.
Dak.
I'm
Dak.
taking Dak.
I'm taking Dak. I'm taking Mac Jones.
This man Donna hates
Sure.
Dak. Yep, I knew it.
And I'm
I
taking
knew
Mac
it.
Jones.
This is
I
why.
just had to let the world know that Mac Jones is better than Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? Had to let everybody in here know that shit. All right, Kai. So we gave you
You are
little,
a different breed.
gave you a little homework over this. Told you to come in here with a future bet that we're gonna go ahead and let the world get into. So you want to go ahead and lay that down for us?
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna do CD Lamb over 7.5 TDs. Gallup will be out potentially the first few weeks. Honestly, other than Schultz, I don't know who Dak's gonna be throwing to. So I thought that was an easy one for me.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's fire. That's crazy because I already have that one locked in too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
actually,
we right here with it.
I actually love that, and it kind of pisses me off that I like that. Just because
I have
we
about
talked about
4
it
of them
for
on the Commanders too.
we've talked about it for the last 3 episodes. I'm gonna ask every fan that comes on here just because his name keeps coming up. Are you taking Terry McLaurin or CeeDee Lamb?
I'm taking CD.
All right.
Donovan,
Well,
you're never
thank
going
you for
to
tuning
win that
in to the
conversation.
New
Please
Nonsense
stop.
Podcast. Nah, for real though. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode of the No Nonsense Sport Podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to us and watching us talk about the AFC East. Thank you again, Kai, for coming on and being a part of this with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got to come back, man. We got to run it back.
Yep,
I
anytime.
appreciate you guys. Thank you again.
Yeah. Drop them fan questions, man. Drop them fan questions.